Well, this week it's Heath Rayfield from South Carolina. Maybe you don't know who he is, maybe you do. Heath has actually been a part of BuckVentures for many years. We've been doing things together, but Heath is a leader on the new show, The Woodsman. He is a big part of that. If you don't know what The Woodsman is, it's a My Outdoor TV show. The Woodsman is an original series that airs on My Outdoor TV, and it's basically a bunch of the BuckVentures Prostaff, real people out there shooting fair chase whitetails all over the country, and Heath Rayfield is a big part of that. You know, The Woodsman drops in October every year, and it's a binge watch. I mean, if you don't know what it is, go check it out, because you definitely want to see it this year, because some major, major bucks hit the dirt. Well, Heath Rayfield, what can I say other than all I think about when I think about Heath? He's just a cold-blooded hunter killer. He is a woodsman, to sum it up best, and he's a great guy. I've been with Heath, we've been doing things now for 10 plus years, and he's become a great friend. And you know what, he's in South Carolina, but he's found a sweet spot there in Kansas. You know, as I talk to Heath over the years, he always sends me pictures every year, and we talk about those bucks. He always sends me maps, and we discuss how his strategy is going to play out. And it's been something that's kind of a part that I like. I mean, being a part of someone that's so successful as Heath, if I just play a little part, it's something that is gratifying to me.
That's the bugs that's been with Forky when I seen him. The camper's right down there, and they've been coming from right there. The first aids to step out.
Look at that, folks. Pretty. He's a mainframe 9, got a sticker off of that G2. And I mean, I couldn't be more happier. Got my wife behind the camera. We were recovering the first deer for 2019.
Well, Heath Rayfield, stone cold killer. I've been honored and blessed to call Heath a friend for a long time now. He was one of the original pro staff members along with myself on BuckVentures. And he's been around and been part of us and part of our family for a very, very long time. And not only one of the nicest men you'll ever meet, but one of the best hunters you will ever meet, I can promise you.
Oh, the Lord has blessed us big time. You know, as a kid, I watched the Real Tree DVDs and done all this in life, and you know, I've always said when I was really little that I wanted to be in the outdoors in a different way. Why would I want to travel around? Why would I want to carry all this extra camera gear on my back? I end up filming myself a lot, especially around home. I just hunted, and I can do my thing and plant my food plots and kill my deer and let it be. Why am I always trying to capture on something, you know, get this angle or, you know, do this? It's the challenge. That probably gets me more than anything, the challenge of something. Turkey season, for instance, every year I love turkey hunting. I get to hunt about 45, 50 days straight between guiding and running around. I get a bird under my skin and I don't get him killed. It gets personal. It's a challenge to it then. And so goes for filming. You know, it's a challenge. Trying to get that shot, trying to figure out a different angle that I can do to make something look cool through the viewer's eyes. And you know, same thing with anything in life. It's the challenge. If you ain't got a challenge in your life, what you got to look forward to?
Yes, baby. I just got the holler, boys. Cody got him. I think Coach done got to him, but woo! If you make a marginal shot, you got to give the deer his credit and let him lay down and expire. I hate the Coach got him, but good thing about it is we at least made the recovery and we got him.
As Heath began his 2019 season and sent me a picture of this big deer he had, it was incredible to see this deer and to see it from velvet and on, and then be able to talk to Heath about where he was going to set, you know, showing me the alfalfa, the milo, the soybeans, everything that he was dealing with. It was a pleasure to be able to just be a part of it from the start.
Checking Curly out, seeing when he's been showing up.
When Heath showed me these pictures at our BuckVentures meeting this year on Curly, I knew he'd been hunting him for the last couple of years, and he hunts just right in the same area that we've spent a lot of time in ourselves. I knew he had his heart set on this deer, and anytime you get a person like Heath on a deer like that, that deer better be really, really scared. And I was really pumped for Heath this year. I know he'd always tried to bow hunt him, and he got a muzzleloader tag this year, and to put a CBA in his hand early, that deer was in a whole lot of trouble.
It's day one, opening day. Kansas. It's the morning of opening day. I have definitely selected not to hunt this morning, and I just put a major piece to the puzzle on Curly together. A major piece. And it is gonna play so much in my favor this week. We stand a good chance of killing this deer now. I've got him crossing the road right up here. I can just see over the road. He's about 600 or 800 yards, but the whole bachelor group. I watched them early this morning, barely could see them. They come from over from the alfalfa field and the tree road, and they hit this little drain and they come all the way down. We just want to sneak out of here and just let him do his thing. So we're gonna slide back in here this afternoon. I am super pumped. This deer's a giant.
I mean, the good Lord has blessed us, and we have laid eyes on Curly. That's the first time he's had eyes laid on him in 3 years, and I laid eyes on him this morning. And folks, if we can get this deer killed, he's a brute.
Well, you know, Heath went in after him that first evening, and you know, sometimes the deer, they just don't cooperate, and you know, and he was a no-show, but he had a pretty good plan in the morning. I remember talking to him, and he was going to try to backdoor and slip into that CRP and get to where he was and where he saw him the night before, or the morning before. And he felt like he was in a great position to get after that buck there in the morning.
We've slipped right back in here where we were yesterday evening. We were setting back up on this hill yesterday morning and watched these bucks and watched our main target buck, Curly, come down through this little valley yesterday morning. Yesterday it was about this time when I started seeing deer. So they may be moving off a little earlier this morning, I don't know, but we got a pretty sweet setup.
Did I just kill him? I just killed the biggest deer of my life. Oh God. I'm pretty sure he fell right there. We've watched him, he stood up out here, and we ain't seen nothing this morning. Oh. And that happened quick. I'm down the hill a little bit, and I didn't realize this grass is so tall. I had a little gap right there, and I finally stopped him. It was 115 yards. And I could see the top of his back. I knew he was dead broadside, so I put it right at the top of the grass, and it smacked. There was two, there was another buck with him. The other buck went over the hill, and I never seen Curly come out of that valley right there. Oh, 3-year history of Curly is, I'm pretty sure we just smoked him. It slapped me. I'm so tore up. I had to call my wife. She thought I always call her first. I think I got him. Yeah, I'm tore up to pieces. I love you. That's what it's all about. Golly. Oh. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I can't believe it.
Well, I'll never forget Heath calling me, and he's just pulled the trigger. Literally, I bet you he called me within a minute to 5 minutes after he pulls the trigger, and he's pumped up, I'm pumped up, knowing that this deer is probably down, and knowing, you know, now we're just guessing what this deer's gonna score, but it didn't matter. The plan had worked, and it was an unbelievable time for the Woodsman and for BuckVentures.
The old CBA done it again. Told all my buddies, that's what it's all about. It's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood of all enjoying God's creation. And even if I didn't get to kill this deer, it was sitting here this morning and watching that sun come up over that hill. I mean, some people don't get it, but if you're a hunter, you get it. We have waited about an hour. We're gonna all slide over here and see if we can't find Curly. Like walking on needles. I used to walk up on the biggest deer of my life. Curly bought a parking ticket right there. Look at that! Holy moly, look at the body of this thing. Broke one of his curls. Oh my God. It has been 3 years of chasing an absolute giant out here in central Kansas with my buddy at Cody Nichols, Double Nickel Outfitters. And I'm gonna tell you, this is 2 years in a row, folks. And I'm glad we didn't kill Curly last year. He's everything we thought he was. And he gained his little 4. Look at the body on this thing. Oh my God, Cody. He'll weigh 300 pounds. He is a giant. Oh God. Not too many times am I speechless, but when we came back in this morning, we sat in the same place as hunted yesterday evening. We saw 16 deer yesterday morning, and didn't even hardly see a deer this morning. 3 deer really, really early. I mean, it's just so hot right now. They're not moving. I barely could really see his horns as tall as this grass is, but he finally got down there. I think it was like 115 yards when I ranged him. He was 1/4 just a bump. I hit him right on the shoulder, and it exited right in the middle of the rib cage. So. Thank the good Lord above. He is legal beagle. Got him tagged up. Now we're gonna get him loaded up. Go back and celebrate.
Well, unbelievable story up there with Heath. I mean, from summer scouting, summer pictures, to hard work, to staring at maps, to me and him and whoever else that would listen to him talking on the phone and putting a plan together, and just to see his desire and his desire to chase big deer, his desire to be that woodsman, his desire to be that example for so many that look up to him, whether that's in the woods and more importantly, to someone seeking Christ. That's Heath Rayfield.
Well, guys, welcome to this week's Walk by Faith, and today I want to do it a little bit different. I just want you to maybe go study this for yourself. And I bring up James chapter 3 down to verse 12, and basically this is talking about our tongue. You know, it compares it to a rudder of a ship, how that little rudder can control that huge ship, or the bit of a bridle that we can control a 1,250-pound horse just with that little bit. And it talks about how our tongue is like a spark that can set a whole forest on fire. And I just ask us, I say we need to be intentional of what we say. Let's be kind and compassionate. Let's look to invest in others, to build them up as God's word tells us to. And let's look to be selfless and not selfish. Guys, I'm Jeff Danker, and remember, as we always say, shoot by sight, walk by faith.